I'm Dr. Asrar Rashid. I'm a clinician with almost 30 years of clinical experience taking care of critically ill children. A few years ago, I decided to embark on a journey towards a doctorate thesis and the target of a PhD. And the reason was because I wanted to really help at the higher stage and help more patients with some of the insights and some of my clinical experience combined with knowledge application in other areas, other disciplines. I really wanted to make an impact. But it was quite a daunting goal, trying to achieve a thesis within 3 years, and I'm happy to report that I've almost achieved that. 3 years are over, and my thesis in its almost final form is now there and sent across to my supervisors, I'm waiting for their final decisions and go ahead submission for Viva, or for the defence, as it's called in the UK. But 3 years previously, it was a daunting exercise to see how I could formulate a thesis and how the work would come together. And for that, I scoured the internet and tried to get as much information as possible about the thesis process. And there are some very wonderful resources from some great doctors and professors you should definitely look up. And one person I can't recommend enough is that Professor Tara Bramazon, and she's postgraduate dean, who's put together some really wonderful insights on the doctoral process, including the on-time thesis and getting around imposter syndrome, as well as various other aspects of the thesis process. Please do listen to her work, her podcasts and her YouTube channel. So going on to the workflow. Workflow is extremely important, because if you get into the habit of writing on a daily basis, you need to work that writing. And remember, as Tara Bramazon says, by writing, you are thinking as well. So in order to do that, you need a package or a way of putting information down. Now, you could, as I started with a notebook and started writing regularly, but sort of realized soon that I really needed to start to get this into the computer and in a digital form, so that I could edit the work. The packages like Microsoft Word have a purpose, but not really fluent enough to be flexible to allow that integration and the movement of ideas. So I desperately looked around and I located a software which seemed easy to start with, and has in fact been quite intuitive, and that's Scrivener 3. You can see here the title, A Computational Outlook on Sepsis Dynamics, and you can see on the side, the binder, the core areas of the thesis, the core start, and the 8 chapters including the conclusion. It's very, very easy to move files around from one file to another, to one folder to another, to copy, to duplicate, to move to trash. The functionality is there. Whereas in Microsoft Word, you will be moving around pages, and that will have an impact on the whole document. It doesn't do that here, because you can also you can focus on areas, documents that you're working on, and you can compile sub-documents as well to formulate that document, which when you finish the workflow, you can then compile and move it into Microsoft Office. So these are some of the tips and things which I'll sort of share in this YouTube series. Once I decided on the right word processing software, thesis writing software, Scrivener 3, I needed to also ensure it could work well with my reference manager. Now, I've been using my reference manager for the last few years. You can see here I have an EndNote on my screen, and if you look carefully at the references, there's almost now, at the end of the thesis, 4,800. I was already using EndNote prior to the thesis, so for me it was a sort of logical step, and it's quite easy to move the references into the thesis and compile according to that. So I'll take you through all these steps. I'm hoping to put together a no-nonsense approach so you can get going very, very rapidly. And also you can see the functionality of the various packages that I've used. So from the starting point to the compilation and the end thesis, that's the aim of this YouTube series. And I hope we find it useful. So that others can pick up on these videos, please do subscribe and like this episode. Thank you very much.